Hey Libra, do you ever want to scream? Okay, so a few days ago, maybe, or a week ago, I don't know, I drove and I had like a to-go box of a couple of wraps, like food, and I had to stop for a stop sign. And I drove a little bit too fast. When I stopped, so the food fell right on the floor of my car. The wrap just kind of all just spread all over. And I took the turn and I stopped, I pulled over and I looked at it. And then out of nowhere, I just let out a scream. Like I screamed off the top of my lungs, and I was like, and it scared me a little bit. I admit, because I was like, whoa. I knew I was holding some stuff in, but that I was in my car in a relatively rural area. Didn't scare anybody. I was conscientious of the fact that I can, but like, and it reminded me when a while ago I used to scuba dive. I used to love diving. One of my favorite things to do was to scream underwater because no one hears you. I would dive, I would kneel on the ocean's floor, relatively not too deep. I would kneel on the ocean's floor, and there was this, you were able, if you're a little bit experienced, then you can take out your breathing thing. Now, you don't want to do that if you're not experienced because then you can swallow water. But I would do that, and I would let out a scream. And it was one of the most liberating things. But, it's one thing doing it consciously when you're like, you can't wait to go underwater, let it out, than to like have something small happen. Like, yeah, it sucks that the food falls all over the ground of your car. It sucks. But it's not like, it's not the end of the world, right? Um, but to have it kind of come as a surprise. I think Libra, it's the Libra moon and me experienced that, I'm pretty sure. I think the South Node transiting your sign, and you've had also Lilith transiting it, and soon you're almost on October. This is a reading for September, October. Hi, seekers, welcome to the existential shift. Okay, so on October 2nd, there's going to be a solar eclipse in Libra. I think it's around 10 degrees. And you're already obviously feeling the influence because we feel the effects a few weeks prior and a few weeks after an eclipse, especially if we have personal placements wherever the eclipse is, and it's an eclipse with the South Node, which you have in your sign. I feel like it kind of scratches the interior of your organs and the the inside of your bones, and it really really scratches it from the inside and triggers it. It's like deep cleaning. The South Node going through your sign, it's really really deep cleaning on a physical level, on an energetic level, on a genetic level, because our DNA remembers. Our DNA, current DNA, remembers our past lives. You have past life memories in your blood stream, and so there's this clearing, this cleansing, and it brings it all out. And you don't have the cognitive, most of you don't have the cognitive, intellectual way to recognize what it is intellectually and cognitively and mentally. So you're just experiencing it as this outburst, borscht, sure, outburst. Are you eating borscht? No judgment. Outburst of energy that has been deeply seated and rooted and is there for a long time. So there's a lot of outlet that your system wants to experience and to have. If you're a diver, or if you want to go to the pool, if you have I don't know, maybe you're fortunate enough to have a pool in your private pool, whatever, maybe try to let out a scream. Seriously, because you don't have to understand it. You don't have to have your brain recognize it. You don't even have to be able to articulate it. You just kind of let it out. Um, yeah, Libra. So that's something that really came through strongly for you. I think I'm going to work with the Light Seers Tarot. This is a reading for, I said it, September, October, whatever. Oh, happy birthday. Happy birthday, Libra. One of the most difficult experiences in life is to have something sadden you so deeply and fundamentally. And you know that there's absolutely nothing you can do about it without overriding someone else's free will. And that's something that I would never do. By no means, I don't have the right. Spirit has the right, hopefully, to start overriding people's free will because enough. We're just a group of dumbasses collectively. It's crazy. Like, and maybe 2% less free will. I'm okay with that. Like, Spirit, intervene for us. Thank you. I think I made a video, 13th Element, a while ago. I think it's called The 3-Year-Old Who Divorced God. But I talk a lot about that over there, about free will and what the fuck. I mean, in the mundane reality when it comes to human rights and the human aspect of our existence, free will is to have us respecting each other's free will is absolutely um, sacred. Not to say that you can't advise, say something, try to convince verbally, and then let the person, but still respect their choices. But I think I digress. But I think spiritually there should be, you know, higher realms or broader frequency. That's a better way to describe it. Beings, I think, should intervene a little bit in our bullshit. But never mind. Um, so to circle back to where it started, I feel like there is something that so deeply saddens you and frustrates you, and there's just nothing you can do about it. So the only advice I can give you is just find a way to scream it out. Don't do it next to people. Don't do it in a way that will override other people's, well-being, and be disrespectful. But find a way because it really wants out. Some of you need to exercise, go for a run, um, hike. I don't know, whatever helps you. Swim, laps, have sex, whatever applies. Whatever you can do just to get that outlet because it's starting. Because the South Node is scratching you from every single possible internal aspect of you. And Lilith is triggering you constantly on purpose. Brilliant. Um, but you keep it in because you're so poised, right? Because you're Libra. Find a way. Find a way. Find a way, Libra. 8 of Pentacles. Wow. 8 of Pentacles, 10 of Pentacles, 2 of Cups. How very exciting. Okay, we'll take it. So there's specifically a romantic connection here. I'm not one of those readers that will be like, oh, this could be anything. No, this is specific. This is romance. This is emotional connection. This could be family. This doesn't have to be husband and wife. It could be like siblings, cousins, extended family. This is romance. Okay, so this together, take my tarot masterclass so you'll know how to read tarot. Anyway, so The Eight of Pentacles here is it's tricky. So there's the world that you want. Happy ever after, the connection, the family, the legacy, the sense of belonging. And then there's what you do. Now, Eight of Pentacles leads to the Ten of Pentacles, right? The next stage will be Nine of Pentacles, then Ten of Pentacles. So seemingly you're on the way there, but you're currently in Eight of Pentacles mode. So whatever it is that you do, whatever your craft is, your work is, your study, your training, your spiritual training, your academic study, what each of you will play out differently. But sorry. Um, the light is terrible. When the light is bad, it drives me nuts. I can't just put it aside and be like, oh, it's fine. It doesn't matter. It's the essence that matters. They hear me. They listen to my message. It doesn't matter how the lighting is. No, it matters. Like, you do it. You're going to do it right. Dear light, do it right. Light on the right. Light is to my right. I need fire to my left. Oh, no. Okay, hold on. My wish is my command. I don't mess with my heart. I don't argue with it. I don't judge it. I don't like, wait, is that what I really should do? I don't let my brain kind of meddle. I let my brain do what it needs to do. If my brain is responsible for this, then it will pop up first. But if my heart is responsible, then it will pop up first. And I like to respect both my brain and my heart to know that they know how to delegate each other and kind of they know their roles, and they know which one needs to jump first. So if my heart, I listen. You know, I think suffering comes from us not fucking listening, not listening to our system, not listening to our system. I listen to my system. And then the suffering comes if there's dissonance between that and my environment. But I still let that win. I let that win. So we're just going to have to deal with the light being okay and not the way it could be. Your skill, your work, your training, your consistent light. Is something that you tell yourself you're supposed to do, and you hold yourself from running away from allegedly you refer to it as running away to other things. But the truth is, you are running away from those things into your work. So the story you tell yourself right now is, I'm strong doing what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, and I'm strong in the face of running away towards this. But you're actually in the state of running away from this, but it's a deep state of self-deceit. Sorry, I know a lot of you are not going to like hearing this. I mean, who would want to hear this? Okay. Try this exercise. Do the thing that you're doing that you believe fundamentally is what you're supposed to do, and that you're focusing on continuing to do it and not being distracted by other stuff, okay? And just for the entertain me, okay? Just for the fun of it, for the just as an exercise. It's just imagination, okay? Tell yourself that it, role play a game in which you are waking up from a delusion, realizing that what it is that you're doing right now is the escape, but you have been gaslighting yourself so well, rationalizing it so well because this truth is so freaking scary, and this is so much easier for you. For other people, no. For other people, this is harder and this is easier. And I know I'm talking to Libras. I know that this seemingly is supposed to be easy for you, but maybe you have other placements. I don't know. Maybe you were just intuitively guided here, not necessarily a Libra. I don't know. Whatever the case may be. This is the story that's coming through, okay? This, even though for most people is considered the easy choice, and this the more, the training, the work, the devotion, the sacrifice, the harder thing for you. It's the other way around. This is your go-to. This is your comfort zone. This is terrifying for whatever reason. But because societally this is considered more terrifying and this is considered more comfort zone, you tell yourself, I am doing the thing that is more right and challenging to do, and I'm stepping away of my comfort zone. No, you're in your comfort zone, honey. Oh my God, so many of you are really not going to like this reading because I'm just, you know, um, I'm spilling the tea all over you. So, like when I do something that is escapist, I know that I'm escaping. I don't lie to myself. Um, and there are things that I do that are, oh, this is better light, that are harder for most, but so will but for me are easy. So I could just be like, oh, I'm training 4 or 5 hours of karate now straight because I'm this devoted person and do it. It's harder and it's like, no, that's the thing that is easy for me. That's where I go to when it's like I just don't want to deal. Learning vocabulary and other language and stretching myself mentally, emotionally, and physically to the limits. That's my comfort zone. Just to give you an example for myself, right? But when I do this, I don't tell myself that I'm doing the thing that no one else would do. Da, da, da. No, I know I'm escaping. I know that the truly difficult thing, or not difficult, challenging, right thing is to balance and just do an hour and a half or whatever, and then go live life and interact with the world. Interacting with the world, to me, I know how important it is. I always teach you how important it is. It's so difficult for me personally. Like I get so overwhelmed by so many things. So just as an example, is there something that you're doing in your life that you're considering the challenging thing, you're proud of yourself, you're not doing your comfort zone, but it is your comfort zone and you're escaping something and you won't even acknowledge that you're escaping it. You're deep, deep denial. So this needs to be your wake-up call. It's like an entire reading, 19 minutes in, and I'm just drilling it into your head and reiterating and repeating myself. You need to go have an outlet. You need to scream somewhere. And then you need to really genuinely sit with yourself and be like, what does my heart say? And then how scary and challenging that is, mortifying even, and how I've been running away from doing that. And then you go do that real stepping out of your comfort zone that is for you, that is stepping out of your comfort zone. Anything else? Because I feel like this was a reading in and of itself and we're good. But Three of Cups. Connection. You're Libra, you're the sign of connection. And somehow, for some reason, Eight of Swords, connection is so difficult for you and challenging and painful for you. Temperance, that's where you need to heal. That's where you, the Fool and Ace of Pentacles, that's where you're encouraged to have a new start and a new approach. Work on trust and connecting in harmony without being absolutely mortified and terrified of betrayal, backstabbing, lies and deceit. Mitigating, connecting, opening up, seemingly things that come easy to a Libra, but not a traumatized Libra, not a Libra that was taking to their limit and was brutalized after trusting. Now, I'm not saying you need to jump into the pool straight away. You can start with shallow waters. You can also take recognize that that's what you want to do or need to do, but then have it in your mind and wait a little bit and sleep on it. And let yourself, once you feel right. I feel like the solar eclipse on the new moon um, in Libra in October 2nd or 3rd, depends on where you are in the world, will really help with that. That would be where your system will naturally feel like it's ready to go about it. Um, and until then, just work on processing that's maybe possibly if you want to take this advice. I don't know, you don't have to do whatever you want. But if you want to take this advice and if you're watching this in mid-September when I'm recording this, if you're watching it in October and you feel like your system just wants to dive straight in, go for it. But if you're watching it earlier in September, take a couple of weeks to sit with it. If you're into meditation, great, meditate on it. Um, make little efforts. Some of you have been really secluding yourself, um, and not even telling yourself that you're secluding yourself. And maybe you just need that outlet first. Ace of Swords, you're beginning to process things in a different way, in a clearer way, in a cleaner way. Here's the thing about being in tune with the cosmos and hearing it. You will never be able to hear the outside, the cosmos, if you can't hear right here. If there's a blockage between here and your freaking inner ears, you can never hear the outside. Why? You can never be truly in tune, truly intuitive, truly psychic, um, truly channeling, whatever you want to call it. Why? Because your heart is a metonymy for the cosmos, for the multiverse. It's the gate, it's the portal. There's the electric spark of the heart. There's an electric spark that makes the heart beat, like scientifically, that makes the heart beat, and then the heart beats and sends, the pulse sends the blood flow and circulate back. But that electric spark, we don't really know where it's coming from. As far as I know, last I read, last I checked, we still don't know. Okay, so we know that this electric spark makes the heart beat, but what makes that electric spark? Where is it from? God, divine, spirit, your soul, a particle of your bigger soul. Um, think I made a long time ago a video called The Electric Spark of the Heart, the 13th Element. It's a few years back. Um, Maybe you want to just write down 13th Element and the Electric Spark of the Heart. It will probably pop up, or look through my videos on the 13th Element playlist. But scroll back. You know what? I'll put it in the end screen. Or not. I don't know. Just you're a big girl, big boy. You can figure it out. But anyway, so that is the portal, right? So if that's blocked, if you can't hear that, you can't truly hear anything. I mean, you hear noises, right? But not the om. Right? It's the sound of the universe, universal spirit, universal love. That's om. That's the frequency of it. And I think that that om, that sound sits right here. And I think most of us are so miserable because we are so busy trying to figure out the truth when it's so simple and inside of us. And we complicate it and we judge it and we sometimes vilify it, sometimes belittle it to greed. Greed exists, of course. It's not to say that there is greed, but more often than not, more often than not necessarily, but so a lot of suffering is caused when we conflate greed with what our heart guides us towards. Oh, it's just what my heart is guiding me towards, but it's greed. Yes, a lot of suffering is caused by that, but also so much more suffering is caused by conflating what our heart is guiding us towards with greed or something else with a negative nature. Um, it's not one glove fit all, except for E equals MC squared. There isn't one equation. If you want to know what I mean by that with E equals MC squared, there's another 13th element you can watch. 13th element episode called High Vibes, High Frequencies, Low Frequencies, The Truth on High Vibes, something like that. Scroll through the 13th element playlist or look up um, High Vibes 13th element. It will pop up. Um, I'll put it here. There's a little dot or here. It says info, and I'll put those there. The electric spark of the heart and the high vibe 13th element ones. There is also a love reading for you. I will make a deep look into you and your person of interest for September, October. Maybe it will be ready by the time I upload this in the next day, and then it will just be in the end screen or in the description box, and maybe not, but then I'll add it. So just come back looking for it in the next couple of days for sure. Um, from when I'm uploading this. So anyway, to make a long story short, you're scared of listening to what your heart is telling you because your heart has guided you to the right places before, but the other people who were involved made fundamental mistakes from their soul perspective, right? There are no mistakes, and every wrong turn is just a detour and a different view. But in relation to you listening to your heart and being, you know, in alignment and in the flow with your dharma or with your soul, their mistakes or other decisions create pain for you because it takes you, it forces you out of the path. Um, right? That's what karmic entanglement is. It's like sometimes it's because a lot of everyone involved make wrong decisions, and sometimes one of two or one of three or a few of make the wrong decision. And those who know the right decision or the thing that is most in alignment have no choice but to accept it because of, well, free will, and say, okay, so another lifetime of this, maybe in the next lifetime. It's like this, it's just, oh my God, my brain is melting sometimes with these. I get it. You want to scream at someone. You can't. You can't. You can't. You know? Um, you gotta accept the potentially forced detour. You know? Um, that's there's gift in seeing, and then there's also a curse in seeing, because if you didn't see it, you wouldn't know, and it wouldn't hurt so much. It's just so freaking frustrating. Um, oh good God. It's okay. It's okay. You're wonderful. You know, you're wonderful, and you're gonna be okay either way. Um, stay magic, stay true, stay free. I love you.